Perfect. Okay, good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that everyone can hear me. First of all, I want to begin by thanking each and every one of you for coming and joining us today. It's a very beautiful day out here in Richmond, Texas. That's where I am. A lot of you, some of you have talked to me, some of you have not. This is the first time you're hearing from me or Brian or our other team members that you'll be hearing from today. So before each of us talk to you, it's important, and we will go ahead and introduce ourselves. And before we actually give you any information. Once again, I'd like to plead with you, please make sure that if you are in a quiet and conducive environment, turn on your video. We would like to see you as we talk to you. Now, if your environment is not quiet, if it's not conducive, please make sure that what you do is just mute yourself. And if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Also, the Zoom chat remains open. There's a lot of people available that can answer your questions as we go forward. So, with that said, let's get right into it. Welcome to today's Join IT Solutions Town Hall. And a lot of you are here today for one purpose. You guys have heard about IT, and you have decided that whatever you're doing right now is not quite a good fit for you. You want to make a switch, be it for the work-life balance, be it for the money, be it for whatever reason, right? So before I go ahead, my name is Alain Four, and I am a SQL Server database and Azure administrator. I work for a company here in the United States of America, and I am also a teacher here at Join IT Solution. Now, we'd like to call ourselves trainers, not teachers, because we are actually training you. So today you're going to be hearing a lot from me and Brian and all other teachers and trainers here at Join IT Solution. So today, let's go a bit of an outline on what we're going to look at today. Introduction, we will give you an introduction to what Join IT is about. We'll talk about the Join IT team, the people who are going to actually be with you for the next 6 months of your life. Overview of MS SQL Server database administration as a profession, what it is that you're getting into, right? It's good that you know. A lot of you here know DBA, SQL Server, but what is that? We're going to talk about that today. Why database administration? A lot of you are here, you have probably attended 3 or 4 other town halls just like this on different things, AWS, Azure, all these different things. Why should you choose database administration? Why going into IT is database administration the way to get in? We'll talk about that. The training path here at Join IT Solutions. We're going to talk about how we are going to take you from one level to the other to the other. Remember, this course is geared towards taking people from zero IT knowledge to becoming an IT expert in 6 months. We're going to talk more about the class schedule, and we're going to see the various days in which we're going to be having these classes, how long they are going to last, and exactly what you need to do to attend these classes. We're going to take a placement test, and we'll talk more about that as we go further. We're going to talk about the computer requirements. We have been posting that on the various WhatsApp groups. Remember, the most important thing for us in this training is that you are able to take the training, even before you are able to pay the fees for the training. Because if you don't have the requirements, you will not be able to take the training and you'll be pulling everybody back. We'll talk about that more. Testimonies, we're going to talk to a lot of people. This will be our 6th or 7th official batch, and we have trained so many people, hundreds of people. You're going to hear from some of them as we go forward. And then lastly, we will end with closing remarks. So let's get to it. Join IT Solutions, we are an IT consultancy company specialized in bridging the gap between individuals starting and developing a career in IT and offering advanced IT services that enable companies and organizations transform their operations through innovative IT solutions. What do you get from here? It's like Brian said when someone asked the question, do we give you a certification? No, we are a company, right? Our job as a company is to train you in specific IT related milieus, right? We make sure that when you come to us, we help you bridge that gap When you sit today and think about your house, or sit today and just you're in your house and someone tells you, you know what, I think you should go into IT. What do you mean I should go into IT? IT is not just one thing, right? IT is not just one simple thing where you just leave and go. There are many, super many branches in IT, right? So we don't always want to make sure that you have the right career in mind when you are getting into IT. So that is where Join IT Solutions come in. We come in to give you that advice and tell you how you can leave from your healthcare job, your accounting job, your finance job, and all these different things to go into IT, right? Like Brian said, a lot of us here who are going to be talking to you didn't start off from IT when we were in university. I used to be an accountant before I came into IT. So anybody can do it. It's easy. We are there to make sure that we give you that information that you need to grow. And our values can be under the acronym right? Reliability, our word is our bond. So every member of our team commits to be fully dedicated to and available for our client needs. We have a lot of people who were in class just this morning, and before this was starting, they had to rush and come over here. That is the reliability that we can promise you. We promise you that things start on time. We promise you that when you need us, we will always be there. You're going to see the team. It's a huge team. It's not just a group of 1, 2, 3 people who are there to help you. We have a huge team of people that you will always be able to get someone when you need it. Innovation, we are trailblazers committed to bringing excellence and creativity to the solutions we provide for our clients. Think about it. Do you really think IT is the same thing that it was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? IT changes dramatically every 3 months. So you can think about that. We cannot bring you to this training and we're teaching you things from 5 years ago, 6 months ago. No, we are innovative. We make sure that we bring you the best and the newest there in the market. So that when you get there, when you're done with your 6 months, whatever you've learned, it's still relative and important in the market so that you can use it. Professionalism. We always put the job first and commit to living up to and exceeding industry standards. You're going to see that as we go forward, right? We are very professional in the way we act. We are very professional in the way we adjust our schedule. We are very professional in the way we interact with our students and our trainees. Expertise, we are committed to being the best and being at the forefront of innovations within the industry. Each and every one of your teachers is a DBA. We are not going to go and read something from a book that have never been practiced and we're coming and teaching you. No, we are telling you what happens, how it happens, and how it happens at our companies. This is what we are giving to you. So it will be as if you and I are working at my company. That is how we make sure that we are the experts in what we give you. All of our teachers are certified, all of our teachers are trained to teach, and all of our teachers have certifications from Microsoft, different institutions out there. What is our vision? When our CEO, Brian Chongwine, said and decided to open this training institution, he thought about something. He said, okay, yes, I want to do this, but why am I doing this? What is the vision? What do I want to do to actually help the community? The vision is to be that leading gateway for IT training and services. That is the vision. Simple. There's a lot of us here today. We have friends who have gotten into IT. Sometimes we have family members. When we ask them, how do I get into IT? Most of them don't even know how to help us. So why should we only have some people in IT or some nation or some tribe in IT making money, living a good life, having a good work-life balance with their families? That is not what we are out here for. We are out here to be an inclusive IT training for services and services for professionals and businesses all around the world. Like I said, we have services there. That just means that all we do is not IT training. We have several departments. Today, we're going to talk to you most about our IT training. So that leads our vision, now helps us to come up with a mission. And our mission is providing you each and every one of you sitting here with the right skills, with the cutting edge technology that you need to be able to survive and thrive in this fast growing IT world. Now, you must not always take my word for it. What we're going to do is I'm going to introduce one of our very dynamic students who recently just finished her course. And I'll tell you, before she finished her training, she had already gotten a job. 4 months into her training, she had already gotten a job, right? So I'd like you to hear from Vanessa. Vanessa, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Allen.
Perfect. Vanessa, please, if you could just go around, tell everybody about your story and whatever it is that you want to make everybody know about you today and give them some encouragement.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I go by the name Vanessa. I'm really excited for you all. My journey started in Join IT in October, that is 2021. And today, we're in 2022, I'm really happy and excited to tell you guys I'm working already as a database administrator. But my journey was not that easy, right? It all started at the orientation, like you guys are here today. So I'm really happy that you guys took the decision to come today to get the information you need, because it's at this orientation that I was sold out personally. Because at the orientation, I met somebody that we were back in school, and I was so happy to see that he was working already as a database administrator. And I hold on to that dream that if he could make it, I could make it as well. So if you're here today, whatever information you get, I just want to encourage you that the bridge between you and success is just you getting started. We have 2 weeks that is free. And I just want to tell you that in these 2 weeks, you have a lot of information that you will gain from Join IT. I have an IT background, but at the 2 weeks, I realized how uninformed I was, because I learned a lot from Join IT. So I just want to encourage every one of you that you can make it, right? If I could make it from nothing, you can make it as well. Today I'm working as a database administrator, and I still have help from Join IT, right? The only single thing I'll ask every one of you guys to come with is to come with your dedication. Because no matter what information they give you, if you're not dedicated enough to make it happen, it will not happen, right? We can give you all the information you need, but you have to come dedicated enough to use that information to make it happen for yourself. So I'm so happy to see you guys all here today. As Join IT, we are a community to help everyone succeed, right? No matter where you are, we are here to help you, and we are here to make your dream happen. So I'm so happy to see you guys all here today, and I just encourage every one of you to get started. So thank you, Mr. Allen.
Wonderful, outstanding. Thank you very much, Vanessa. As you guys have all heard from her mouth, this is one of the many students that have great testimonies to tell about IT today. We are going to keep on hearing from them. So let's move on. Now, like I said, I really don't want you all to be under any impression that Join IT Solution is a small scale. No, we're a full-blown company. Like Brian said, we've received several awards. He's going to be showing you one of them from a university in San Antonio. We are a full-blown company with an organizational chart and a whole organigram that will help us provide the best to our trainees and to all our customers. As you can see here, we have a director of operations that we work under, and that's nobody else than Mr. Brian Chongwai. And we have several departments here at Join IT Solution. We have marketing and finance. We have the graduate counseling and success coordinator. We have training and operations coordinator, and we have administrative director, right? And under this, you can see on one side, we have a technical team, because here at Join IT, like we said, all we do is not just training. We also offer projects, web design, software development, and many more, right? These are all things that we offer as a company. So as you can see on that side, we have a whole technical team with several project coordinators working on several projects. If you look at the side of the training, which is what you guys should be most interested in right now, you will see that we have a training team. Our training team consists of instructors instructor assistants, and mentors. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a brief. Who are instructors? Instructors are those people who are going to be teaching you every single day. I'm going to be one of them. Brian is going to be one of them. You're going to see we have several. We have more than 10 instructors here just to take you through this training. You know how some companies or some training institutions today, they say, hey, you know what? Instructor is down. We will have to cancel the class. That almost never happens with us because the resources are there and available. Nobody will come here to waste your time. We have instructor assistants. Who are they? Instructor assistants are there to guide you. Instructor assistants are there to help you in the event that you need any extra after the class has been taught. If you're not understanding something, we assign an instructor assistant to work with you one-on-one so that you can be able to grasp certain concepts. We have mentors. Who are mentors? Mentors are people who are in the class ahead of you, or those who are already training, or those who have gone through the same thing as you. Especially for our people in Africa and Cameroon, we have several mentors there who have the same time zone as you, who can connect with you, who can be able to help you and do all this extra work out of class. Hey, did they teach something that you don't quite understand? Reach out to your mentor. Are you going through something that you're not quite sure on how to study? Reach out to your mentor. Remember, these are people who have or are going through the same thing like you, but they have been able to overcome it. Speaking of mentors, let's meet one of our very best mentors here at Join IT Solutions. That is going to be no other than Miss Elena. Miss Elena took her training with Join IT. After that, she went on to work for Microsoft. And why don't I be quiet and wait for her to tell you guys in her own words. Miss Elena.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited having you all today. Welcome. And just so you know, you made the right choice to be here today. I'm going to tell you a little bit of something that I went through. So when I started training, when I thought of this training, I talked to one of my friends. I told him that, hey, I'm going to take this training and it's going to help me earn like $60 per hour. And he was like, hey, I've been in America for 5 years. You think you just come now and you can make $60? Trust me, I know people who have been here for 15 years and you're still earning $11 an hour. I have been here for 2 years. I make about $60 an hour. Please don't call me and ask for money. And I also know somebody whose first job was a job that earned him $60 an hour. So what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter how long you've been here. There's a lot of resources. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the midst of those resources. What matters is the network that you build around yourself. What matters is the information that you get. The day I picked up my phone and called Brian, and I said, hey, Brian, I want to take this course. That was the day I built myself a network. Everything about me changed. If I'm taking the phone to call somebody, I'm calling somebody that wants to help my IT career. And I believe that if you have taken that decision to be here today, you have already built yourself a network. After today, you're going to make up that decision to continue this course. And the reason why you want to continue this course is because you have told yourself that you need a change. Let that why be the thing that's going to push you to go through this course. You need a lot of dedication. You need to be committed. You need to communicate. That is all you need. You can do it. I did it. Join IT turns my story around. They have turned hundreds of other DBA story around. What about you? Your story can be turned. Once more, my name is Eleanor. I'm a senior DBA. I don't only work on-prem, I'm also working as an Azure DBA. So I work both on-prem and cloud. I didn't know anything on computer basics. I couldn't even create a folder on a computer, but today I don't only work on-prem, I work in the cloud. What more of you who already even knows what a computer looks like? I didn't know. So I am giving you people my word today. Join IT is not just an institution, it's a community that is so passionate about the growth of the African IT community here in America. Why don't you take up that decision and be part of that community? And we trust, we really, really promise that we're going to give you our best. And we also need you to allow us to do our best in getting you where you want to be at. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
That is wonderful. I would like to say that you guys can go ahead and bill her. She has a lot of money. Don't mind what she's saying. Thank you, Elena, for those wonderful words of encouragement. And just like Elena has said, why don't we meet the rest of our team? Join IT Solutions, like I've been saying since the beginning, we are there to offer you the best in training out there. No, you can move around, you can talk to every other training institution out there and see what they have. I can tell you no other institution has even half the number of staff that we have here to help you succeed, right? I'm just going to go quickly through them. These are seasoned DBAs, seasoned cloud administrators, and seasoned cloud architects that are there to help you in whatever path you choose to go through. If you look at the left side of my screen, you're going to see our instructors. Our first one is Brian Chongwine. I know some of these certifications don't really mean much to you right now, but you'll get to understand most of them as we go forward. But as you can see, those are just some of his certifications. In all honesty, we do not have enough space to put each and every one of his certifications there. That's why we have put only that. But what does that mean? That means expertise. That means experience. That means someone who is ready to guide you. We are not reading from a book and coming to tell you. Do as I do. It's not do as I say, right? We know the next person, that's myself, Alain 4. As you can see there, I'm also a certified Microsoft trainer. That's what that MCT means. What does that mean? It simply means that Microsoft has analyzed our skills in training and certified us that we are able to actually train other people on their technologies. Next person is none other than Mr. Emmanuel Galabe. He's one of our most senior DBAs and certified trainers out here. You guys will be meeting him and talking to him as you go through this training. Next person is Professor Jaivis Sama. That's also a certified trainer, Microsoft certified trainer, if I may add. And you are also going to be interacting with him a lot during this training. We have Professor Ephraim Lammi. This is one of those people working with Microsoft. It's not an easy task to work with Microsoft, right, guys? The reason why I always say this is because I want you to know that these guys are a big deal. When I say working with Microsoft, they're a big deal. We have Professor Barbara Foza. She's also an MCT and Azure DBA as one of our dynamic ladies on the team. You will get to meet her. We have Stefan Tebo, and he is a cloud engineer. I always fear these senior cloud engineer guys because these are guys that are on a different level, right? They are just up there. It's not just the name of the cloud, they are actually really up there. The knowledge, the experience that they have is just overflowing. We have Professor George. He will also be taking you guys on your database administration training. Most of these professors are all people who went through Join IT Solutions as well. So you're going to be getting a lot of people who have been in the system. If you look this way to our instructor assistants, you have already heard from two of them. You already heard from Vanessa and you have heard from Elena. You all see other people on the screen like Ms. Jebby. A lot of you here probably know Jebby already. You see Moise, that's another very dynamic guy there in California. You see Clovis, who is not only DBA, but he's also a cloud engineer. You see Chi Brian, we call him Small Brian because he's the smaller of the two Brians that we have here at Join IT Solutions, but that is also a very dynamic and very interesting young man. You have Bless, this is one of our very good instructor assistants here at Join IT Solutions. You have Mr. James T. James Toba is out there in Phoenix, Arizona. This is someone that you can reach out to. He always makes the time, always helps students whenever he's got the chance. You have Elena, of course, which we have talked about. You have Robert, who is one of our training instructor assistants who is there in Europe. So you will get to see and talk to him a lot. He's also a web developer. You have McDonald, who is one of our training instructors available there in Cameroon. And as anybody here who is learning from Africa or from Cameroon will tell you, this guy is a person you want to have in your corner whenever you feel like you don't understand something and you need some extra help. All right, with all that said, I want to just plead with you guys before I leave again. Open your minds, broaden your minds, write down your questions, put them on the chat. A lot of information will be coming to you today. Professor Brian will be taking over from here, but please note that if you have any questions as he's talking, just put them on the chat and someone will be able to reply to you. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Alan. Hi, everyone. You all still doing okay?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so that was nice. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, Vanessa. You know, these are the people that give us the energy, right? Vanessa, Eleanor, JB, all those instructor assistants, those are people that give us the energy to keep doing what we're doing, because seeing people who pass through a training like this, sat on the first day, same as you're sitting, and now working as DBAs, doing good for themselves and their families, and accepting to come back here and share knowledge with you all is really encouraging, right? There is no way we can stop this. We have people like this, Chi, Brian, you know, Moise, the team. There is no way we can stop this. We only need to look at how we can keep building the community. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit technical this time around, you know, just so you all can get a feel of what you're gonna be diving into, you know, in the weeks ahead. Let me share my screen. Let's just talk a little bit, right? And like I mentioned, guys, I'm a carpenter. I like to draw. I see a couple of people joining. I see Rupert there. What about Rupert? Okay.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So let us talk a little bit about career orientation, right? A lot of us here, when we get to the US, there's this saying that whosoever received you have a very huge impact, right, in what you become in future in the US. That was in the past, because when you get here, you are confined in that small area. You don't get the information that you need. With information technology today, WhatsApp, you know, all these groups that they're creating, I'm pretty sure you belong in multiple groups on your WhatsApp, and you see information that is coming, of which people in the past did not have that information, which is a good thing, right? So career orientation here means you don't just jump into something like that. You want to get the information that you need. You want to associate yourself, like Eleanor said, right? Your network. You need to get with people that have actually tried something and giving you multiple choices, right? They give you multiple areas for you to make a decision. That is why we are here at Join IT. The IT field in general is very broad, right? Someone might tell you today, come do database administration, come do AWS, come do Azure, come do cyber security, come do networking, but you don't really have that orientation of to what each of these specific fields in IT, what they do. What do you have that can fit that background? So our first 2 weeks here at Join IT is not just training you towards our DBA path, but building that foundation around IT. If after 2 weeks you feel like, oh, you all mentioned something about AWS, you all mentioned something about system administration, which is what I like. You know, we give you that orientation for free, and we tell you, okay, go ahead, this is it, right? So we are doing our best to make sure you have the information that you need and be able to make use of that information. Of course, it is always very challenging to start a new career in IT, right? It's very challenging. A lot of people always feel, hey, I don't know math, I don't know this, I don't know this. That is Eleanor. I can pick on her. When she started, she could not even create a folder. But because of her determination, she took her classwork seriously. She watched videos over and over. She did not miss a class. Even when she missed a class, she will go back and watch the video. She will reach out to her instructors, instructor assistants, and mentor. I have Rupert there. Rupert there, pretty sure he's going to get a job very soon. He did not start as a database administrator. He did not start with any background in IT. He started as a newbie. And today, He's taking interviews. He's very proud. He has had offers that he has to make a decision. There are a lot of us here who started with no IT background, but today we are database administrators. So you can do it. And that is thanks to the mentorship, thanks to the training methodology, thanks to the people that you associate yourself with. If you're here today, so just know you have made a good choice, right? And talking about that, what do we all say we want to be database administrators, talking about IT. I'm a DBA. Who is really a DBA? If you listen to the word, right, database administration, all of us here can tell what is administration. Just putting things together, right? You can be an administrative assistant. You're an administrator in your home because you're the one arranging things, putting things together, who is coming in, who is going out. The key thing there is the word data. So you want to be an administrator of data. What is that data in the first place, right? And this will take me to, do you all see my screen though? So we are talking here about database administrator or administration, right? This is what we're talking about. And the key word there is data. We all know what administration is all about. So if you're looking at data in the real sense, this is just raw facts, right? Raw facts, like what? Numbers, right? Figures, words, and all of this. These are just raw facts. Unit. If I just come here and I type 1986, I type August, I type, I'm just gonna put Peter, right? And I put 6.2. This is data. But now, what is this when you look at it? When you combine this, I could be saying that Peter was born in August 1968, and he is 6.2 inch tall. So this data, now I have used this data to bring out information that is meaningful to somebody. So as a database administrator, it means you're administering this and taking it to a very low level with you all. What data do you have? I want to make sure that you all understand what you're getting into, starting with who you are now, the knowledge that you already have, and what you're doing. When you look at your phone, you have contacts, right? These are names. You have messages. You have messages, you have pictures, you have videos. These all reside where? In your phone, right? And your phone has something like a gallery, right? Or might be photos, which is where all your pictures are being stored. You have WhatsApp, which is an application where people can send you all these messages, you store those contacts. So what you're doing is, this is the data that you have at a personal level. All those messages, contacts, the pictures they send to you, the videos, those funny stickers, that is your data. So you can tell that you are already administering this data because this data resides on your phone. Some of the things that you want to do with this data is you want to secure it. You want to secure the data so that if Rupert takes your phone, he will not be just able to go in there and start calling people or start reading your messages, right? You're securing that data. You want to make sure that that data is available for use, right? At every point, you want to make sure if I take my phone, I should be able to look for Brian's number and call Brian, right? That is ensuring availability of that data. You want to make sure that you're able to recover that data if a disaster occurs. A disaster now could be Michael is having an argument with what am I going to use? With fire, right? And Michael just take Fire's phone and dump it in water. That is a disaster. Fire will not be able to get her contacts. She will not be able to get those pictures that she has stored in those in the phone. So this is now, how do you recover that data in your phone if a disaster occurs? right? You are able to ensure the high performance of that data. Performance in the sense that your phone is the one that you bought from the very slow ones, right? You know, Sony Ericsson, where to make a call, you need to climb a tree and all of that, right? So you want to ensure that you have high performance of your phone. At times you go and try to make a call on your phone and things are running slow. You are trying to send a message. You are trying to watch a video, either because your network is slow, you have low speed internet, or your phone memory is slow, right? That affects the data and it affects those that are there to use the data. So you as a person, you are a database administrator because you already administer your data and your data resides in your phone. How do you ensure security of your data? You ensure security of your data in the sense that you have set up a password on your phone, correct? I know people like Justin, he might have like 9 different passwords to go into his messages, right? Just an example. You might need to unlock the phone, unlock the WhatsApp app, unlock the other app to go there. That is just security, right? So you're doing that on your phone and you're giving your phone just to the person that needs access to it. High availability. What are you doing? I'm going to put the word high availability here. What are you doing? You ensure that you charge your phone at every point. Come to think of it, if you are attending this Zoom on your phone, what would have happened if your battery is dead? It means that you will not be available, or the data in your phone, you would have missed the data that we have sent or the information that we have sent for you to join the class, right? Look at disaster recovery. Disaster recovery in the sense that you are already ensuring disaster recovery on your phone. There are a lot of things that you have backed up in the cloud, in your Gmail. If your phone is stolen today, all you need to do is go buy a new phone, you sign into your Gmail account, and you download back those contacts that are in the cloud. Performance, what are you doing? Performance, some of you are trying to buy phones that have high memory, right, just so they can work faster. When your phone is slow, you restart it at times to make sure that it works. So these are the things that you do on your phone. And now, on the other hand, companies do have this data as well. Come to think of a bank as a company. What do they have? They have customers. Customers' information, their social security, their names, their address, their phone numbers. That is the data that they have, right? In companies, they have loan information, right? Mortgage. These people have mortgage. They have vehicles that they are that reside in their assets. They have a lot of things. So all this information or this data that a bank has, where does it reside? This data resides in a database. That data resides in a database. And it is on here that a DBA comes in. A DBA comes in on this database now and ensure that this database has the following in place: security, high availability, disaster recovery, and all of that. So this is now taking you to the point where you know that a database is a collection of related information or related data. That is what a database is. A database is a collection of related data. Like here, if I just build this database and I put all the names of Joint IT students, that information is related, right? It belongs to Joint IT. All of these people are students at Joint IT. A company might have hundreds of databases. A company might have just 10 databases. A company might have 50 databases. And where does these databases reside? Where do they reside? These databases now, they don't reside on the phone like you. On your phone, you have a database that stores your WhatsApp information. In a company, it does not reside in a phone. The database now resides on computers. So as a database administrator, you are working for a company. It means you are administering this database, and this database resides in a computer. You have 5 key responsibilities, right? You are secure that data, set up high availability and disaster recovery of that data, performance and monitoring of that data, and one that I did not list here, installation and configuration of the database management system, which in this case, we are saying that this database is being managed with a database management system, which in this case, we are talking about Microsoft SQL Server. That is a database management system that we use to manage databases. Of course, there are multiple database management systems out there. You have Oracle, you have MySQL, right? You have MongoDB. You have a lot of them out there. But now, why do we think you should go and start your IT career as a SQL Server database administrator? This is because you have been in the field. We want to make sure that you build a solid foundation and grow on that foundation. SQL Server is Microsoft owned. It's Microsoft. Microsoft is a giant in the tech industry. Microsoft has Windows operating system. It has server operating system, Teams, Office 365, all of this. So every or majority, I would say, of companies use Microsoft products. Majority of companies use SQL Server database over Oracle. Why? Because first, SQL Server is cheap. It is out there. When you have something that a lot of people buy it, there is no need to make the price too high because people already buy it. The more you sell, you know, we want to make it cheaper just to bring in people. So Microsoft, a lot of companies use that. Another good thing that I want to go in Microsoft is because there are a lot of jobs opening for SQL Server DBAs. Most companies use that. That is why SQL Server DBA jobs are out there a lot. Apart from that, simplicity. It is very, very simple to work with Microsoft SQL Server as a database administration because it is more of a graphical user interface. Come to think of it, after 6 months, all you need to know is this. You need to know 70% of this to land a job. This is the application that you use. You can go here under databases. You see the databases I am talking about. There is a database here for Join IT. I want to see the names of all the students. I want to see the name of all the students here at Join IT. I can go to that database and I just run a script. It gives me the names of everyone who have passed through Join IT. I have 309 of them. Among these, you have people that started and dropped, people that started and today they're working as DBAs, people that started and they're still in training. So this is how much we have impacted our African community. Just you sitting here today, even if after this you don't go into this training, you have had some information that will help you make an informed decision. Are we together?
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
The Lord is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Lord
The
is
Lord
good.
is good.
There we go. Should we collect offerings now or hold on?
Service.
Right on, Pastor.
All right. I'm on fire, guys. I'm speaking now with no, just kidding. Right. I always like to joke like that. No offense, right? I always just like to break the silence because I talk a lot. JB will tell you that. Okay. So let us go to the next thing and then we'll have room for questions, right? So you see, I have kind of given you a general overview of everything before even going to the slide, because I am so passionate when I talk about SQL. I'm so passionate when I try to push people to get into this career. You are building a career in IT. You are not just looking for a job. That is the first thing. So data in recent years has become the most integral part of every company. Every company, their most valuable asset is their data. That is why they need to secure it at every cost. Come to think of it, if you get hold of the data of a bank and you go and you add zeros in front of everyone's bank account, You know what that will do to them? So data, anything that you do around data is very, very helpful for your IT career, right? So database administrators have these key responsibilities. Install and configure the software that you're going to be using to administer the databases, which is Microsoft SQL Server, enable high availability of the databases, database backup and restore, which goes under disaster recovery, database security, making sure that no one gets into your data and change numbers, change things, hold a company hostage. You hear a lot of times a company has been hacked because when they successfully get hold of that data, there is nothing you can do, right? So DBAs or anything around data is very important. Performance tuning and monitoring, capacity planning. These are some of the key things that we do as database administrators, right? Someone will ask, is database administration a dying career? No, and it will never be. Is there any company that does not have data? Is there any company that does not have a database? Even you working in the healthcare, there are people there that sits to make sure that patients' information and their medication records are secure in the database. Where do you think they store that data? That is in a database. There is a DBA at the back end who makes sure I know who is accessing this information. I'm making sure that it is being backed up. I make sure that it is highly available at every point. Unless you're telling me that some companies will be dealing in 20 years without data. That is why you can start thinking if this career will die. The good thing here at Join IT is that when you understand what is data, when you take the DBA training and you know about data, so there are various things that you can do. IT is very broad. From data now, as a SQL Server DBA, I can say I want to be like Helena, right? I want to be a DBA in Azure, that is in the cloud. Another person will say, I want to become a data scientist. Another person will say, I want to become a data analyst. Another person will say, I want to become a data engineer. Another person will want to say, I want to become a report writer to use the data to make report. So once you have this understanding around databases and how to administer them, then you have a career path that you can follow. Make sense?
Yes.
As a database administrator, because every department, every company, they rely on data. So you get to have an understanding of what every department does in IT. In IT, you don't just have database administrators. You have system administrators. You have security engineers. You have network engineers, right? You have storage engineers. So there are a lot of things around IT. But now as a database administrator, you're going to understand all of this and you'll be able to work with each and every department around the IT environment. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Good job. Good job. You all doing okay? So what else?
Yes.
Let me see. So the next thing that I want to talk about is just the training path here at Joint IT Solutions. Right. And before I get there, I would like to call on one other path. We're using our ladies now. Woman A. Mane. Woman editor. So before we do that, let me call on one lady again, just to give you all a word. You know, ladies before gentlemen, right? I'm going to call on Miss JB. You all will hear from JB. JB is an instructor assistant here at Join IT. She's the person that each time you feel like giving up, just text her, right? She has that DBA kind of vibe. Do you all know Sabinos? That investors kind of vibe, right? Yeah. So if anytime you feel like things are not moving, is this something you really want to do? Pick your phone and call JB. She's going to say a word. And before I bring JB, I want to let you all know. JB was one of those students that the day she called me, I tried to explain to her that this is something you can do. She asked me over 100 questions. I answered. She did not stay. She went ahead and said, okay, who else can I talk to that have taken this training and is today working as a DBA? I connected her. I think that was with Olive or Barbara. I cannot remember. She spoke. So she has an understanding around this, how she started and where she is today. And she can be a very good resource to encourage you and tell you if you should or if you should not. So JB, let me give you a couple of minutes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Jebi Onoyemi from Brian. I remember that day vividly. And I called him, to ask okay, about the training and everything. And he told me, I said, you can tell me anything now. I want to see somebody that has done the training. I want to know. So I called, I think it was Mira.
Yeah, that was
Christabel. It was Christabel. I called her and I asked her. And she told me something. She said that I called her, this was January 2021. She told me that coming to join IT was the best decision she made for 2020. And when she said that, it actually, it sank into me. And I'm coming here to say the same thing to you. Coming to join IT was the best decision I made in 2021. In January 2021, I came across some information and I saw IT careers and how much they earn. I was shocked. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, what? In this America, at the time I was earning $10 an hour, I was doing care job. So it was crazy. I was like, what? People earn this much? And I was like, okay, I didn't have any background in IT. My background was in banking. I used to be a banker, but I didn't have any background, zero background in IT. But I told myself that if people can actually do this and make this amount of money, then I can do it. I have a sound mind, and that was it. And I started asking questions, and before you know it, I got introduced to join IT, and I started the training. Now, I can tell you that when I was doing this training, I was working 2 jobs back to back every day of the week, Monday to Sunday. I was working back to back, but I still did this training. So I know a lot of you are here that you're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to have the time. Some of you are like, oh, I'm too old to start over. I'm not that young, but I have some gray hair. I've covered it with wig. But I wasn't scared to start over. I wasn't scared to start over. Some of you are going to say, oh, I don't know anything in IT. How am I going to do it? I didn't know anything in IT as well, but I was amazed at the amount of information that I could learn. You might not know it, but you can learn it. And Join IT is here to teach you, because the world is beyond what we used to know it to be. Right now, no matter what field you're in, it's important that you have some kind of IT experience. And I'm happy that at Join IT, the first 2 weeks of this training are free. It will really expose your mind to a lot of things. Now, I went through the training for 6 months and then I finished the training. And this is the important part that I'm really going to talk about. Join IT as an institution it's beyond what we give to you at Join IT is beyond the education. We give you family, we give you friendship, we give you relationships. That's what we give to you here. The truth is that, is this training going to be extremely easy? No, you're going to have to do a lot of work. And while you're doing this work, while you're in the training, you're going to experience a lot of emotions. There's going to be self-doubt. There's going to be people talking in your ears. Oh, it's only people that have green card and citizenship that get IT jobs. It's not true. You're going to doubt yourself. Do I really know this thing? All those emotions will come. But here in Join IT, beyond the education we give you emotional support. And I'm telling you, you will not get that anywhere else. It is here in Join IT that we assign you mentors, people to work with you, people to help you through your career, your career path, people to help you through the interview process. We actually transit you from the classes into an interview prep for free. I mean, who does that? Nobody, trust me. But we'll do that. We help you through it, all the journey. Even when you get a job, Join IT is still there to assist you through your jobs. We even provide internship opportunities where you can actually go and shadow somebody that is working. So it's a full package. And I can tell you that like I said at the beginning, coming to join IT, taking this training is the best thing that's going to happen to you. My first job was with Microsoft as well, and I currently have a second job. So you can do it. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. There's no excuse. You have the time, you have the brain, you have the resources, you can do it. Just believe in yourself, and we are here to help you. So you are welcome on board. We're really excited to have you here. Trust me, at the end of this training, you'll be proud of yourself. You would really look back and you'll be proud of yourself that you took this decision. So you're welcome. You're welcome to join IT. Thank you, Prof. Brian.
Thank you, JB. Thank you. Like I said, guys, that's somebody you want to talk to, right? You'll get her number. I see we have all our instructors here, and you'll hear from all of them, right? So the next thing, I know we're gonna give room for questions, right? Let me mute. Please mute yourself. We have had some very nice conversations, right? When you're in a Zoom meeting like this, you have to be mindful of your audio and your video. We have heard some very nice conversations. We have seen some very nice pictures and videos. So just be mindful. Okay, so next, I just want to tell you how this training part looks like, right? So if you look at the bottom here, this is where we start you all at, right? You're coming as an absolute beginner in IT. Some of you might have limited knowledge in IT. Okay, so you're coming as an absolute beginner. Some of you might have limited knowledge in IT. You know, some of you might be coming from other IT jobs and all of that, but this is where we look at you. So this is where you are today, where we are sharing this information. You want to get to this next step. You want to get here, where we take you through computer basics and make you understand the IT environment, right? This is from here to here is the 2 weeks of our training, and this is free. The information we are giving you here today is free, no cost. So from here, after these 2 weeks, we go now to work on the things that you actually be doing: SQL Server installation and configuration, creating and managing databases, creating tables, manipulating data. So this takes you for the next 3 months after your 2 weeks. And at this point, people that come in and they are determined, at this point, they start applying for job. I have a couple of them here. You have Vanessa there, you have Chi Brian, right? You have Perry, you have Chris. So these are people that when you get in and you build that network, communicate with those that are active in class, we want everyone to be active, you can start applying for your jobs 4 months into the training. When we see students that are very engaged, when you get at this point, we release you videos ahead so you can be studying ahead and while applying for jobs. After this part is a midterm project where we take you now to the second part of the training, where you learn now a lot of advanced stuff. At this point, we always encourage everyone to be in the training or to be in the job market. From there, you go to your capstone project, which is a final project. This training is hands-on, right? We start preparation from day one. From day one, you start doing project presentation in class, doing lab work, coming and presenting them in a panel. We are interviewing you, you are able to talk. Then from there, we are preparing you for certifications and introducing you to cloud computing. So we have a methodology that has been tested and proven. It works like magic for those who come in and they are willing, to follow the instructions. We don't just want you to come and, just say, let me just come and try. Come in full-fledged. Okay? Dedication. So I'm going to talk on this now, and I'm bringing one other lady because we love empowering the women, right? But the men are coming, ladies before gentlemen, right? Robert is kind of looking at me like, man, just the women. So this class, what we expect, you all should know your schedule now. We're going to be having classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that is going to be 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time. Your research and your training starts from the day you join the WhatsApp group. I've seen some people, you send a time that it is 8 o'clock Central. They're asking you, what is the time in Cameroon? What is the time in Houston? What is the time? No. We're going to push you all to be able to think outside of the box and do that research. Research is one of the key things towards your success, and we start that from day one, right? So your first 2 weeks of class, we teach you how to use the internet and resources out there to do research for basic things like that. Believe me, it works like magic. Just be open to learn. So regular classes are twice a week. We have a revision or catch-up class on Saturdays in the morning. That is going to be 8 a.m. in the morning. And this revision class is very important, even though it's not mandatory, but it's very important. If you can attend, attend. Because we revise all what has been taught. This is where we do all our project presentations in the revision classes and all of that. So if you can just work on your schedule to attend. Now that you're here, today is Saturday. After this orientation, we are giving you 1 week. So everyone can sit up, get your computers ready, set up everything. Within this 1 week, if you have any issues purchasing the computer, setting it up, post a message in the chat, and one of the instructor assistants or instructor is going to reach out and help you set up everything. Within this 1 week, we shall send you videos of the first and second day of class of the previous batch, where you can actually just go through it this 1 week, just watch the video and understand what you're going to be getting into. Then we're going to start our classes now on the 21, which is Tuesday. Make sense? Outstanding. Yes. So what are some of the expectations we want from you guys? Commitment and dedication towards the training. That is all. Leave the other one for us. We help you with your resumes. We help you and show you how to apply for jobs. We push you to do the work. We are behind you. We teach like we're in Cameroon, right? Some people will not be happy the way Brian is going to call them out if you are not doing anything. And I tell everybody, the goal for us doing this is not the money. This is not an institution where you come and you pay $750 and you feel like you have paid your money, you can do anything that you do. We kick students out of class if they are not serious, right? Because we don't just want you to be making the number look like we have students. So once you come here, we are not just going to kick you out like that. We're going to get a conversation with you. Do you want to continue this training? We give you advice. Okay? So though it's not about the money, it's about the community. When I sit and I see someone like Vanessa, I see Helena, I see Valorine, I see those we have trained, and they are working. We call, we talk, we laugh. I feel happy. Galabe feels happy. Emmanuel feels happy. When we meet, we all discuss and we drink water, you know, and we go back. We feel happy. Your definition of water might be different from mine. My water might have alcohol, yours might not. Right? So we want you to be committed, attend classes, watch recorded sessions. Guys, there is no way around this. If you miss a class on Tuesday, the video is always available Wednesday morning. Watch that video before you come to class on Thursday. If not, you're going to be lost. Don't come to class on Thursday and you're asking something that was taught on Tuesday. You're dragging the whole class behind. And we call you out directly. We don't sugarcoat. So watching recorded videos is very important. Group work and interaction. Group work is the key. Once you start this training, after the first 2 weeks, we're going to put you in groups of 7 to 8, and we're going to be giving projects so you work in groups. And that is what motivates students a lot. When one person in your group gets a job, that person come back to be like an instructor assistant in your group, help you all through that process. We have groups here that they are 100%, they have gotten jobs. Hello? Eleanor, how is your group doing? Right, so we're going to talk about that. Assignments.
Sorry, Brian, I was muted.
No, it's okay. So
I would say we
assignments.
are about 80% almost there.
Nice. I think just one person left.
Yeah.
So you have assignments, you have projects, and you have research. These are the key, guys. We walk you through this. It's going to be an exciting training. You know what? Starting today with no knowledge, and after 2 weeks, you're able to talk some computer stuff. That makes you very happy, right? Then, of course, your financial commitment. So, again, I'm not going to start saying why you should take this training. The first thing I want you to know is just that Join IT is committed. We are not going after the money. We are going the direction of building a community. That is the number one thing that you should take in mind before enrolling in Join IT. We are very flexible. If we want to make money, I, Alan, Galabe, 3 of us will train people for six months and we'll tell them go. We'll not give you any extra stuff. We'll not bring in all these dynamic ladies and gentlemen, Vanessa, all these people, for us to be sitting here and seeing how this happens. We'll just close our eyes, do what we can do, get the money that we want, and move on. So this is not first just a company or a training school. We have projects. We are working on our recruiting. So we want to be able that once we graduate students, we can place them out there. So that is the only thing I can tell you. Apart from that, you'll never hear that a class has been canceled because an instructor is sick or an instructor called in. No, we have enough on standby. You'll never hear that I'm unable to reach to an instructor. We have a lot of us. We have catch-up classes. You have experienced instructors. We have mentorship, one-on-one coaching, interview preparation at no cost. On-the-job support. Vanessa mentioned when she has an issue at work, she calls me. Helena, at times she will take her laptop, come and work here. Rupert can go to Alan's place and say, hey, Alan, I'm at work. Marcelo, his first job, he actually had to move in with Alan to work for 2 weeks. So the community effort is there to support you, right? We give you tips on continuous learning. We are very organized. You know, we are professional, as you heard in our, when Alan was talking. The training fee here, US, Canada, and Europe, I put there $3,000. If you are in Africa, Cameroon precisely is 300,000 francs, and you pay monthly. If you're on other continents, right? Those in Dubai, your fee is $1,500 or the equivalent in francs CFA. Questions about fees can be discussed personally. You can reach out, but this is the cost. You're not reaching out to tell me that, Brian, please let us make it $2,998. No, we don't have that discussion. Along the training, we see people that are struggling. We look at ways to help them. We offer scholarships to students. Again, this is not money. We offer scholarships to students. So take this at the back of your mind and start the training. When you get to a point where you're stuck, you know, reach out, and we understand people that actually want to do it, but they don't have money. In the first 2 weeks, we can tell who wants to do this, right? And we can always get an engagement with you. The first 2 weeks is free, including today. Did anyone learn something? You want to do some offerings now, or we should wait after communion service? Just kidding, guys. Okay, so let me take one person. I'm gonna bring in.
Question.
Yeah, I'm gonna give questions are gonna come in after this last person before we proceed. Okay. We have the placement test, right? Today, just to place in your classes. So I'm gonna bring in Olive. She's gonna talk on the challenges that you can encounter throughout this training and how you can overcome them, and some tips that will help you succeed. Olive, are you there? Oliver.
So Brian, I'm right here.
Okay, I'm looking for you. My Zoom is not showing me your face.
Maybe my face is not looking so nice.
Nah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Mr. Brian and Mr. Allen everyone. Thank you for joining this Zoom this morning or afternoon, wherever you are. I am called Olivia Foy, but many people call me Olive. I want to say I'm the pioneer batch of Join IT, and I'm proud to be one of this class or part of that class. And trust me, it was a sweet, bitter experience. The beginning is going to be sweet, like JB mentioned before, but at some point it's going to be bitter. Bitter in the sense that once it starts getting intense, you get emotional, you get discouraged, you might feel down, especially if you miss classes. And then like Mr. Brian said before, and you haven't watched the videos before the next class, or if you haven't connected with someone just to fill yourself in the gap, when you come into the class, trust me, you'll be totally lost. Like Mr. Brian used to tell us, every day you need to eat, sleep, drink, SQL, just to be on the track. It's not difficult, but if you don't put in efforts, trust me, you'll be wasting your time, your money, your energy. In as much as there's a lot of resources, I want to believe 80% of the work has to come from you. One, you have to be determined. Two, you have to know the why, like JB said, you have to have a reason why you're in this class. And make sure that every day you remind yourself for that reason. Like that reason should be the motivation to keep you going no matter the challenges. For me, I was coming from a background, I didn't know anything on the computer, just like I only knew basic computing, let me put that. Secondly, it was another challenge for me was it was a decision I took in a space of 2 months. So I didn't really have time to think. I was actually in a nursing school. So I quit my nursing career and I joined the IT field. The challenges I faced at that time, I was working and I was doing night shifts. And at that time we had classes at night, as you have seen the schedule. And most often those classes were during my working hours. So what I did to help myself concentrate was I had to find a way to switch my shift around so that I could attend classes at my comfort zone, because it's a class where you cannot take it while at work. I believe everyone works in the hospital will attest to this. You cannot concentrate when you're working in a hospital because you have patients yelling, you have medications you have to go and you pass on and all of that. So this was one of the first challenges that I faced while I was taking this class, and my solution was turn my shift around so that I can accommodate myself and be able to focus. My second challenge again was at some point, my health was bad. That's a personal challenge, but these are things that can happen to anyone. My health was bad and I almost gave up. And this is where I will bring in the importance of surrounding yourself, like I think it was Vanessa or it was Eleanor that made the statement. Once you get into this class, check your network, check the people you're socializing with. At that point, most people I had close to my life were people who I was taking these classes with, or people who had something to do with IT. So they were the ones that helped me during this point to bring myself together, no matter what I was going through, and be like, no, Olive, you cannot give up when we have gone this far. And trust me, we spend nights, sleepless nights, just to bring me back on speed. We'll be on Zoom maybe to like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just to help me get back on speed. So if you find yourself in that situation, please don't give up. The most important part or the most important point for this class, time management. You need to have a schedule. If you look at one of the last slides Mr. Brian was sharing, he had something there, timetable. Make a timetable if it's necessary. I believe for us, all of us, we have been to school, especially for us who are coming from Africa, we had timetables in school. Make a timetable, like make your schedule. And then try to ensure that every day you spend at least 2 hours to study. If you don't study, trust me, you will not make it through. And then the next thing I want to say again is just stay focused, stay motivated no matter what happens, and be proactive. And before you even get into the class, I want to emphasize that you should take time to understand the course outline, and the expectations. Be proactive in asking questions wherever you have doubts so that you know where you are. Second, attend all your classes and always try to get back to the videos. Even if you are part of that class, I always advise that you can get back to the videos even after the class. Because trust me, there are some things that you miss during the class just because maybe many people are asking questions or you were a little bit distracted. But if you watch those videos back again on your personal time, you get more understanding. And then another aspect I want to emphasize with us is take your assignments seriously. Make good use of all the tools that will be given to you, all the projects. Trust me, those projects that is what even helps you to get more insights and gives you the opportunity to do more research, like Mr. Brian and Mr. Allen already said. And then another one, take your groups very serious. Work as a group. Even if you're working as an individual, work as a group. And in your group, if you see someone that is very passionate, trust me, hang on to that person because that person is going to help you, unless that person wants to be selfish and don't want to share knowledge. But when you work as a group, there's going to be a lot of knowledge transfer, and you widen and broaden your understanding and help you to get along with the class so well. And then the last but not the least, I will also want to encourage you guys that once you're facing a challenge, don't be shy. If you cannot say it during class, the teachers are always open. They're available 24/7. Trust me. If you go to Mr. Brian and Mr. Brian doesn't have time, he'll tell you, can you reach out to Allen? If you go to Mr. Allen, like what I'm trying to say, there will be someone that will come to your aid at that time. And I want to believe that if you follow, if you just follow the instructions and then you create time for your own self and you stay focused and motivated, you're going to be smiling at the end of this class. For me, we started the class September 15, 2020, graduated April 2021, and in June, as a matter of fact, I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary as a database administrator. So it's very good. It's very, at some point you're going to feel like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. But once you get to that end of that tunnel and you start reaping the fruits of your labor, trust me, every time you turn and look back, you'll be so happy with yourself. And there's really nothing much that we can give to these instructors that are teaching us other than just praying for them and giving them more and asking God for more grace, more energy, and bringing in more people into the team just to help our African community continue to grow. And I think that's all I have for us this morning. And I'm challenging everyone that is on this Zoom today, please don't turn back. Don't give it a second thought. Just go in there, even if you're doubting, just go in for the first 2 weeks. And believe me, after those first 2 weeks, you will see a reason to stay here and take this class. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Olive. Thank you so much. Again, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary as a DBA. I can imagine how much you have made this 1 year, right? I can reach out now to you, for giveaway.
Right.
Just kidding. Congratulations, guys. So the story continues, right? So let me just dive a little bit. Now we're rounding up soon to get your questions. Just about salary, people ask how much do DBAs make. An average salary of a DBA, if you look at there, it is a 6 figures job, right? Just imagine you're living from $10 an hour to maybe $48 an hour, right? That is 6 figures. That's growth that, in fact, at times you might not even know how to manage that money, right? You'll start buying Gucci, Versace, all of that stuff because you just get confused. I've had people who call me after their first paycheck that, hey, Brian, man, I cannot believe this. This is money I used to work for 2 months before I have it, but now just in 2 weeks, this is what I have. I always just laugh. And at times I will send them $50 to add on top of it. Just kidding, right? So it pays good, guys. So about salary, DBAs are 6 figures. So anyone that comes in and you are at the beginning, you just finish your training, we always prepare your mind on what to ask during interviews and all of that, right? But it's a 6 figures job. So if you look at it, you have how they are being paid. SQL DBAs are being paid well, you know, in companies, depending on the company you work in. I have people who are making now 190,000 a year, 140, 150, people making 90,000, 95,000, and 6 figures. So if I need to bring in just what Joint IT graduates are doing, you'll see that Joint IT is worth billions at the end of the year. I mean dollars, right? The number of people we have out there working. At one point, we need to reach to the US economy to give us something, you know, to encourage us to keep doing more. All right, so welcome to your 6-figure family, guys. Now is the way forward. Computer requirements. You all have a week to get this. There is no question about this. It has to be a Windows computer. It has to be a Windows computer. It must have 16 gigabytes of memory. Remember, we talked about performance tuning, making sure that your database are up and running. If you have a computer that is 8, it will not take you through this training. Your storage, 1 terabyte or 500 gigabyte will still work. You need an external monitor, just this, right? Not another computer. So your laptop already have a monitor, right? And you need an external monitor. This external monitor will help you. And this is what will happen. You will get a cable that you'll be able to connect from here. You can watch me like right now, I'm sharing my screen. You all see my screen. So what if you are in class now and I am doing this? I say, bring up SQL Server, you bring this up. I say, right click on databases. You will not be able to because you're seeing my screen. Means you minimize what I am showing, you minimize the zoom, and then you try now to do it on your screen. But when you have 2 displays, so you can bring this up here, right? You watch me do what I'm doing and you're practicing on the other screen. That is the essence why we need 2 monitors. You cannot go through this training without 2 monitors. You cannot. Okay? So get a monitor.
I have a question, Brian.
So let me officially take us now to questions and answers. So we are now on questions and answers, and we shall get more people to talk. Yes, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, so I do have 2 computers already. You know, I use it for I work at customer service. I work as a customer service. So I already have like 2 computers connected. Is that okay, or it has to be a laptop?
When you say 2 computers, what do you mean?
Oh, sorry. 2 monitors. I have a 2 desk monitors, like, and 1 computer.
That is fine. It means you're telling me you have 2 displays, 2 monitors. So that is good.
Yeah. Okay. So all right then.
Okay. Question. I think someone asked the question in the chart. How many students have you trained and how many have jobs, right? So I just gave you a rough estimate. We have had 309 students start our training, right? And we normally calculate the success per batch. I'm going to give you a practical example. The very first batch that started at Joint, that started in an orientation like this. These are the statistics. They started 35 of them, right? 18 dropped. 18 dropped. As today, some of you are going to drop after this, right? Those, but normally it's going to be 2 weeks so we know those that will drop. But Olive said do not drop. So if you want to listen to Olive, don't drop. 13 of them are working as database administrators, right? 4 of them are still in training. Still in training in the sense that when they started, something happened. They just went on hold. Then they have come back now and they have joined the other class. So they are still in training now, okay? Other classes, we have the statistics where we normally publish them. Now you'll see on my status most of the time. I can go into here and I tell you every student that has had a job or who is still in training, right? Like now I can see students that drop out of the February 21 class. Let me see how many of them, 10 of them dropped. How many of them are employed? So you're going to be doing all of these all the time. So we have look at the number of people that are employed. 10 of them drop. You have 21 that are employed in that class, the February class. So the success rate is huge. You see us announcing DBAs all the time, right? Because we put in the work and our trainees enjoy it. Okay, next question.
Yeah, I have a question. Would you have like in terms of percentage, based on your previous classes and sessions, would you have like a percentage of successful rates in terms of getting a job and
That is what I'm just trying to explain.
because I think I read I don't know, maybe it was somewhere else, but I think you guys have like a 76% rate,
right? Success rate, and based on those who graduate, right, from the training. Like I said, in the first 2 weeks, we're gonna have all your names. Today, you're about 65 of you all. After the first 2 weeks, maybe we'll have 50 that are gonna enroll. Along the line, 10 gonna drop, right? 1 month after, 10 gonna drop. Down the line, you'll see that only about 25 are graduating. Out of that 25 that graduate, we have above 75% success rate for all the classes that we have taught.
Okay.
Can you please go back on slide 13 and 14, please?
What is the question?
My question is that on one slide on 13, you're showing like 6-figure salary, and on 14, the DBA is showing $17,000 a year. So I didn't understand the two slides, just this I want explanation.
Okay, so these are average, right? You're looking at an average here. What is this? Database administrator. What is this? SQL Server, senior database administrator. What is this? Production database administrator. So it is giving you an average. By the time you leave our training, you'll be able, you can fit in any of these categories. What I can tell you now is that none of our students here is making less than 90,000 a year, right up to 190,000 a year. Majority of the students are between 100 and 120,000.
Thank you.
That's very good.
Right. Fernand, let me take Fernand and I will take Dichia. Yes, Fernand. Fernand, we cannot hear you. It looks like your audio is not. Why? Fernand is figuring that out. Dichia, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my question is, so after all this training, and when you go through this training and you finally have the certification or the resume, you follow up all the students who finally go through this training for build them to have a job or stuff like that, or when you have the training and the certification, you go ahead to maybe look for your own job yourself, or what?
Good question. Outstanding question. So that is why I said at Joy IT, we are very different. So the way this training works, right? Look at this, guys. After 6 months of your training, so you start the training for 6 months, right? After these 6 months, we don't tell you that, hey, go. No. After these 6 months, you are now applying for a job. You're in the job market, right? While you're in the job market, we get you into another 3 months intensive interview prep class again at no cost, right? That is at no cost, 3 months, because if you finish in 6 months and we tell you go, you will not make it. That is what other institutions do. So we take you into here, we call it intensive interview prep. If you look at our organigram, there's a team that is just in charge of this. After these 3 months, we still not tell you to go. We have you join the Join IT graduate group. This Join IT graduate group is made up of everybody that has graduated from Join IT. It means you have finished your 6 months, you have done your interview prep, either you have gotten a job or you have not gotten a job, we add you here. In this group, so your interview prep, you still have classes 2 times a week, right? This one, you still have classes 2 times a week. You still have that. Then when you join the Join IT General Group, now means you're done with these 9 months. you get into 1 day a week, which will make sure that you stay active. This is at no cost. This is a lifetime. So your payment of tuition at Join IT is a lifetime. Now, when you get a job, we take you to your final destination, which is Join IT Alumni. It is a group made up just of DBAs. Join IT. This is where you want to find yourself. Each time a DBA has an issue at work, this is where they post. Here we have only DBAs in this group, right? So you are constantly there. We don't disconnect or disassociate you from the institution. So it's a community, like we said. It's not a training school, guys. Okay? All right. Question.
As you guys are training us for the interviews, I'm assuming you guys are going to be helping us build our resume as well, how to organize. Okay.
Definitely. Before we get past these 6 months, at the end of the 6 months, we give you classes on interview preparation, on the job training, how to apply for jobs and all of that before you get into the interview prep. Okay, so we have you all covered. And our word is our bond. We are not just saying it it's not marketing. Anyone that has gone through this training, call them behind and ask them. These are the things we do. It's not marketing. Yes, this is.
Yes, the question I want to ask is on the 14th, are we having a class? From what you said, it's starting on the 21st. So
yes.
What happened on the 14th?
Today is orientation, right? People have come. You will go now and talk to your friend again that orientation was good. They're going to be able to come and also say, hey, I want to start, right? So after orientation, we are giving you all 1 week. Within this 1 week, get your computers ready, reach out to people that you think they can join the training after this, because some people have not made up their mind. So we're going to give you this 1 week. And within this 1 week, we'll feed you with information where you can start studying, get yourself comfortable before classes start on the 21st. Make sense?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Okay. Michael. Yeah, questions? If you have a question, you can put in the chat and Alan will actually ping me to address it or not.
Yeah, the question is about once we're done with the training, during the interview process, there is this thing like we that are new in the field now, like a referee, they want to like make a reference, like, okay, where have you worked before and stuff like that. You have to like produce the company name and the phone number, which they are going to reach out to behind you. And the second one is about the green card issue. Most of us are having just work permits and the social security, and they're like, okay, because you're not a green card holder, blah, blah, blah stuff. How do we scale through that stage?
Good questions. The first one about your resume reference, we help you and guide you throughout that process. So that is not something to worry about now, okay? We have seen a lot of people in that situation, and the policies and procedures we put in place, they work, and it's gonna work for everybody. The second one about work permit, that is the least of something to worry about. Most of the people who have spoken with you all today, someone told that they just started here 2 years, they just got into the US 2 years. They don't even have a green card. They have work permit. A lot of people come in here through various means. Just the fact that you have an authorization to work, yes, you are eligible to work as a DBA, right? It's not trying to sugarcoat it, but that is what it is. So don't worry about that. As long as you have authorization, as long as you're working towards your papers, you are good to go. We have a lot of people in that situation who are working today.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I think we are running out of time. So what are the next steps? Very important. Normally with our training, we have a small class size at the very beginning. We don't want to take you all and dump you in one class where some people have advanced knowledge, some people are very, very low, right? So what we do is we normally get a placement test. This placement test is just to see how we can split the classes. We don't want to have a class size that is difficult to manage. That is another good thing. Other training institutions, they'll tell you have 100 of us in class. That is not effective at all. So we're going to have a placement test This placement test is not for you to go and do research. It's just for you to answer to the best of your knowledge. It will help us understand you better, understand your background, and be able to place you in the right class. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to post this link in the chat, and Alan can put it in the group as well. Where is that? So if you click on this Zoom link that I'm going to send in the chat, you can take this placement test, right? And then we'll send that in the other WhatsApp groups. So just click there. We're going to take, that is maximum 10 minutes. Just answer to the best of your knowledge. So put in the right email that you're going to be using for this class, your name, your phone number. That is how we capture the information of students that we need. Okay? Teacher Petit, I'm pretty sure that is fufu and kati that you are eating like that. So you all take a 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and just finish that. While you're doing that, I would like to call on one person. Alan, who is next on the list to talk? Do you have Bless?
Yes, Bless, are you there?
Do we have Bikoga, George?
I don't see George.
Do we have Robert?
Yes, sir, I'm right here.
Okay, so while you're taking your training, Robert, what do you have for this new batch? Where are you? What part of the world are you in?
Hello, everyone.
Go ahead.
My name is Robert. So right now I'm in Turkey, Europe, but I was first based in Ghana when I started this training. So I was in Ghana for, I think, for 5 months, the first 5 months of the training. So I had to get up like 3 a.m. in the morning to attend the class. So I joined IT. It's a place with a lot of resources, and it's going to help each and every one of us. So I got into the studies as, let me say, I was in the IT field before I got into this. I was a web designer. So I had knowledge of the IT and computers before I got into this. But for those who are just newbies, that is with zero knowledge, the first 1 month you are going to see yourself develop into an IT specialist within that just 1 month, because the resources here at UNIT, the instructors and all the information that is being shared is going to help you all. And being a DBA, you understand better how things function, and it's going to enhance your thinking and also help you develop as an individual. Join IT is a community. Even when you have graduated, or if you start the training and you are not able to complete it, you are still going to be part of the community if you have a good connection in the environment. So I just want to say welcome to you all, and we hope to see you more in the class, and all of you stay and continue the training. Thank you.
Perfect. You'll hear from Robert a lot. He's going to be one of those helping you. He's a very dedicated guy. His background in IT and now web designing, database administration, you know, is a very perfect fit for our team. He's not just an instructor assistant, but he's also in the project team, you know, working on a website projects that we have going. So you'll hear from him a lot. Do we have, who else do we have? Are you all taking the placement test?
On it.
Okay, good job. So let me bring in, do we have Big Man Galabe? Is Galabe there? I think I saw him.
I saw him too, but he may have stepped away for a while.
Okay. Oh, we have Ngong McDonough.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
How is it going?
Great. Sorry, it's been a busy day for me. I'm just stepping in. I was following along, you know, with my phone.
Okay. You want to say a word? Where do you locate? What role do you play at Join IT? What have you gathered? What have you learned while here at Join IT?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brian. Good evening, or I think it should be good morning for some. Again, from the way, yeah, from my greetings, you can clearly tell that I'm not, I'm not in
a friendly environment.
Yes, I'm not in a friendly environment. So, sorry, I'm just going to turn off my video.
That's fine.
All right. So, again, I am an instructor assistant at Join IT, and I just want to encourage you all coming to IT with zero background. I mean, many times when I sit back and I think of my early days, I am so glad and proud of myself that I took this decision, because like I always tell my classmates, I even got to know about YouTube when I was in university year 3. Yeah, that's how bad it was. But then just within this period, what I've learned, I'm just so impressed. I mean, and I just want to encourage you all there that sometimes we get to spend a lot of years in things that don't help us, right? At the university, study crazy subjects, but these subjects is entirely practical. And from the testimony of many others, you can tell that this is something that, you just want to get in and put in your best. And if you are coming to this training, I just want to encourage you, come in with a desire to learn. Come in as a student, regardless of, whatever studies you've had before, because that is what is going to make you to speed up your learning curve. And because some will come, with the impression that, hey, I had a similar training here and there, but along the line, you realize that it doesn't benefit you much. By that, I simply mean that you realize that the same people, you refer to as newbies, I mean, they're getting the jobs. So if you are coming here, I just want to encourage you, be thirsty for knowledge, be hungry for knowledge, push your instructors, to work with you more, to teach you more, push your instructor assistant, ask questions, do research, and definitely the testimonies of others will obviously be yours. That's, I think, my brief encouragement to you all, and see you, home soon, because it's a family, and so we expect to see everyone in the house. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mark. You have heard from McDonald. Any other questions, guys? Anyone? Let me take it out to you guys. Any comments, concerns?
Prof, I see Sinori. Sinori's hand is up. Do you have a question, Sinori?
I already put it on the chat, and Alan gave me an answer.
Okay, Alan, what was the question and what was the answer? So others might.
Yeah, my question was, can someone who already have knowledge in SQL Server be moved to the interview prep? So he told me that I need to talk with him behind the scenes so that he will know at what level I am.
Okay, perfect. All right. So guys, just take this survey. We'll build the class register. So this 1 week, if you have any questions, ask. We're gonna send you videos to watch. I'm gonna send you complete 2 class videos for the first week of class. Just watch it, get an understanding, ask questions, be prepared, and all of that. Right. I'm just gonna put this down. So first thing we need to do, Alan, is video on OneNote, so we don't get too complicated. Video on Google Classroom, video on Computer Basic, and links. Those 3 things. So we have to send them, all of those. Right. So this 1 week, do your research, ask questions, call me, call anyone. I'm going to share a list of all the instructors in the WhatsApp group. Call any of them, the instructor assistants, ask your questions. You can talk to multiple people. Make sense? So if the quiz, someone just answer the quiz as it is. It is the way it is set. You know, just answer it. We don't use, it's not like a percentage that you have. We have a way that we look at it, right? Just answer it and submit it to the best of your knowledge. I see 10 people. And this should be the end of our orientation today, right? So the quiz, we're gonna give another 10 minutes for you to round that up. Then we can pause the recording, Alan. We're gonna give another 10 minutes for you to finish with your quiz. Then we'll go from there.
All right. Brian, looks like I'm not going to be able to pause from there here. You can pause.
I think I did. Yeah, let me do it. Yes, guys, that is the way the quiz is set, right? If you say yes and it gives you a wrong answer, that is fine. It is not to see if you have passed or you have failed. You all should understand that. The quiz is not to see if you have passed or you have failed. We know the information that we are gathering. Just answer it to the best of your knowledge. Fernand, you have a question? We cannot hear you.
Thank you, Brian. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I want to thank everyone who have joined here today. You are definitely on the right, place and on a life-changing mission, right? Every one of us talking here today started just the way you are starting today. It was either a phone call, it was either words from friends who have done this that made you to join the very first day. You met instructors that talk to you about how exciting, how passionate they are to see you through, and the reality of what you are getting into. And then you made that decision to commit, to be determined, and to make a change in your life. And you walk through that. So today, as you hear the word of the Lord, do not harden your heart, because this is a call for you to make a U-turn in your life, right? A lot of the testimonies have been there. I'm not going back to it. You and each and every one that is here, I know someone personally that has taken this training and whose life has changed. If that person can do it, why not you? We are here, like all instructors have said, we are committed and dedicated more than ever before. We understand all the frustrations along the line. We understand the points where you can give up, and we know when to come in to tell you that this thing you cannot give up, because this is the end result we want you to achieve. We are focused here to see you succeed. That is why when you take your training, we take you for 2 months, intensive interview preparation. We walk you through your resume, walk you through your job application, walk you through your interview process, have one-on-one sessions with you, provide you our live environments for you to understand the technicality in the field, for you to be able to speak like someone who is having that real world experience. And trust me, every graduate of Join IT, you come out with at least 5 years of solid experience. When we say this, if you take this training at the end, you realize that we are not just throwing words out there, we mean what we are saying. Because what we do here, we give you all what you need to secure whichever job. We have trainees here, go in, they say 10 years of experience. Oh, this thing might be hard. We say no. 20 years of experience. Let me quote an example. A SQL database backup. How you back up your database. In the next 10 years, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So if you have done it once, you have done it for 10 years. And at Join IT, we show you all the evolutions till date. And we arm you, we prepare you for that interview process. When you look at the results, the percentage that are coming up, it speaks for itself, because we are committed. to see you through. The only thing I request from you all is that what? Stay committed, stay dedicated, and know your focus from day one that you join this class. Everything you're going to learn from day one is useful all through, not only to your interview, but also when you start working. We are teaching you what you're going to be doing at your job site. So take this training as serious as possible from day one. Trust the process, trust us, the mechanisms are there to see you through. If A can make it, B can make it, then C can make it. We are always there to see you through, right? When you think IT, you should think join IT, because this is the house where we take you from zero to hero. And trust me, those words are meant. Reach out anytime if you have anything in the course of the training. We're more than happy to help. And good luck to everybody that has made that bold decision today. We shall celebrate you at the point in time when you make it. Thank you.
Thank you, Galade. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is a team. You all will hear from others, you know, when you start your training next week. You'll hear from Josh, you'll hear from Ephraim, you hear from Jarvis, you heard from Vanessa already, you hear from a lot of people, right? So far we have 42 who have completed. Is there anyone who is still working on the project or on the placement test?
Brian, another thing, please, can you talk about when the next class starts again? Just, know you already mentioned it. Just go ahead and mention it again for the people in class. Remember, guys, next week you don't have a class. Please go ahead, Brian.
Right. So next week we don't have a class. This session, it looks like you started today, but you have 1 week to get yourself together. The first class is going to be on Tuesday, the 21st, right, of this month. So regarding the next class that is coming up, guys, I want you all to know, we don't want you to procrastinate and say, I will join the next one. We have had that situation. I normally don't even like to tell you that there is a next class coming up, because we push you all to start now. Start this training. If along the training something happens, then the next class come up, you can definitely switch and join that next class. Don't waste these first 3 months, right? Because the next class is normally we say 4 months. We normally say 4 months, but remember that 4 months is a time when those who started today are already applying for jobs, and maybe some of them have had jobs. So do not procrastinate. Okay. All right, Alan, I think you can go ahead and close this. Those who are still working on it will round up, and we have 46 now. Is there anyone here still working on it?
Yes, Prof, I'm still working on it.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just, you can close the session, or we can adjourn it, then they can still be doing the stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, once again for welcoming and being open to listening to us today. We are very happy that we were all able to have you guys on this Zoom call. As you can see, we had at a time almost 90 people. So I'm going to mute everybody just so that I don't get an interference. All right. So we really want to appreciate you guys for taking the time and coming from your busy schedule. This is the first step, right? Once you've made the decision, no one can take it away from you. It's all about you. It's all up to you. It's all you from now going forward. We are there to help you. We are there to guide you. We have been helping and guiding hundreds of students get to where they need to be. Like Jebby said, like others said, know that we are not coming here to take you through one simple 6-month course. No, it's going to require work from you. It's going to require you be attentive. It's going to be required that you are organized. Once you do that, once you make your schedule, once you know that this is what you want and this is what you want to go for, there is no way you will not succeed. We are always there to help you. A lot of you will have questions as this moves on. You see the group chat is there. It remains there for each and every one of you who has any questions. You have my number, you have Brian's number. Always reach out to us at any time and we'll be able to assist you. please make sure you do your placement test, because it's from this placement test where we're going to know the class where we're going to place you in. That is very important. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for coming, and you all have a lovely weekend, and we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday, the 21st. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so I'm stopping the recording now. It's okay, you can leave.